allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Julie, do we have a quorum? Item number 4, approval of the agenda. Is there any change of sequence or removal of items?
No.
Okay, then let's move ahead to number 5, which is announcements. Are there any announcements?
Leslie, I don't know if you want to talk about the start of summer school today.
I have a presentation. She has a whole
We have a presentation.
Thank you.
Do you have to motion the agenda?
There you have it. I assume you're covering
I
that.
motion
Yeah.
to approve the agenda as presented.
That's right.
Second.
All in favor of approving the agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I still need to do that.
Okay,
Like
so, it's kind of the student rep update, but I told them they don't have to come tonight, so, obviously we celebrated the class of 2026 at the end of May, so, exciting. I thought graduation went very smooth, and just a lot of people play a big role in it, and just would like to thank them for their time and their efforts to making this day happen. So it was great. A lot of people came, a lot of good feedback. So the middle school is on their field trip to Mexico. This is the last day. This is the last field trip of the school year. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Sorry. They went to Schmeekley, thank you, and Opie's. So there's a couple pictures of them. Sounds like they enjoyed themselves. A lot of good bowlers out there in the middle school. So, we held a staff professional development day the last day on May 29th. I linked in the Google Doc here of all the highlights that our admin team and directors have kind of put together. So feel free to read that at your leisure. And then we just announced it to all staff and then actually opened it up to other staff to,
Sure.
if anything we missed. So it was great just to get everybody together. And then Crossroads Church put on a great meal for us. It was great to have them. And yesterday was great. So really good food. Our new student reps for this next school year, we'll have 2 of them again, are Olivia Moore and Grace Hensel, both of them are seniors this next school year, so I'm excited to have them on board and be a part of this process, so.
Good.
Now the middle school field trip, they are in Mexico. It sounds like it's going very well. There's a couple group pictures of them. There's 12 students with 6 adults, and then some parents volunteered to go, so looks like they're enjoying their time. They come home on Thursday this week, so sounds like they're ready to come home.
Who's picking them up?
Bus driver Nat is
Delivered them safely last week and they took them up safely this Thursday.
So, yes. Our high school trip, they leave on June 20th, and they're taking 20 students with our 3 adults, 3 high school teachers. So that'll be exciting. Yes, they're going to Costa Rica. And our Pittsville FFA dairy breakfast will be posted at the Marty Farm on Saturday, June 20th. So Lizzie's getting stuff together, organizing that. She told me today she's picking up cranberries from somewhere, so I was like, okay, sounds good. So she needed a couple things from our crown closet, and so yeah, it sounds like everything's falling in place there.
Thank you. Thank you. Celebrations.
I can do summer school if you want me to.
Please.
First day of summer school went well. I was saying how we sent schedules home with students at the end of the school year, maybe 2 weeks before the end of the school year. And we asked families to send those back with the kids. And I would say about 75% of students brought it back. So that made our job easier coming through. We didn't have kids saying, I don't know what class I'm in, and all of that. We probably had a small handful. And then there's always the ones that I lost my schedule because I left it in the class. So, but even transitions, like they knew where the next class were. We just had to explain like room 137 is the art room because they don't know what 137 is. So just those little things, but it went well. Tomorrow is the first day of the public library program that we also take part in. So I'm working on a schedule to make sure that our students that are here at summer school can make it to the program there, and Transportation is providing transportation for us again.
I would like to add one specifically about graduation is the board, you may recall that you authorized Taylor to implement the Laude system along with our ValSal. I don't know what feedback Taylor has received, but I've had 4 parents communicate with me after graduation about how pleased they were with that recognition for those students who achieved those different Laude levels. So I thought it was an excellent addition to the ceremony to honor those high achieving academic students. So kudos to Taylor and her staff for.
I'll just say that while I didn't attend Pittsville's because I was making sure parents could be there for their kiddos, so I could be there. But I actually have attended 2 other districts' graduations this year because my nephews have graduated. And once we transitioned that there isn't salutatorian and valedictorian, and like it was, I didn't know how to experience it in a way that it was really cool how kids are recognized around something that everyone can achieve, right? Like, so it isn't like you're striving to be number 1, you're striving to be, you all can achieve it. It's very high level to achieve. And then it's really cool to see how the districts have chosen people to actually have that opportunity to do a speech, which does encompass a lot of situations where you need to be in that group, like you need to be in one of those areas. So you have to have high achievement, but then you get to write a speech and you get chosen. Like it's kind of cool. Like it actually opens it up to so many more students being able to be a part of it. So I've seen some other districts this year that are fully integrated into it, you know, as we're on our journey there. And it was actually pretty cool to see. So
Did they honor them? Did they call them up and then show them?
because it was
A large school.
a 550
Okay.
student, they all stand and we
Okay.
recognized
Okay,
in
yeah.
different areas, but it was really, even in that situation, it was really cool. And also cool that again, students could submit to be able to be that speech, versus again, if you don't happen to be number 1, you don't have that opportunity, but you can have that high achievement. So I was probably pretty reluctant when you first brought it up, but seeing some other districts as they're fully integrated to it was pretty cool to see. Yeah, and in our situation, being able to court them is pretty awesome, and a pretty special opportunity. Again, we have 500 kids. 2.5 hours later, it's just getting through all the names, right? So,
Okay. Agenda item number 7, public comments per school board policy 187. Any public comments? Okay. Agenda item number 8, consent agenda items. A, meeting notice certification. B, regular meeting minutes of May 11th. C, financial status. D, hirings. E, resignations. F, WYAA membership renewal. Are there any questions about any items on the consent agenda?
so there is nothing under E, correct?
No resignation.
We have no resignations.
We put that as a placeholder,
It's a
Julie, because this is one
placeholder.
of those weird times of the year that you might all of a sudden get a resignation.
Yeah, I'm
So
just
we
making
yeah.
sure that.
No,
Thanks.
Yeah. So if there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
I motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented.
sorry.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 9, information only items. Board goals update. You should have received an email. I apologize for not sending it earlier. From Jason, or from me via Jason, related to information on establishing a fund at the Marshfield Area Community Foundation. There was some concern that was raised about not the legality, I guess it's the having to have a separate board and having to incorporate as a 501c3 and all of those types of things. I met with Kaylee Gomez and she checked with their legal counsel. We do not need to have a separate 501c3 and a board of directors. I would like to look towards moving forward with this. You will see further in the email, it indicates kind of some of the key points. $5,000 to start a fund, but $25,000 for the fund to begin doing distributions. And the endowment would then just distribute an annual grant, write a check to the school each spring. The community foundation spending policy is 4% of the past 12-quarter average on a fund distributed annually. So generally, $1,000 check coming out of a $25,000 fund balance. And that's pretty standard in the philanthropic world to do the 4% distribution. And the fund agreement is attached to the email if folks would like to look at it now, or if you would like to review it and come back to it in July. That would also work. I could also request Kaylee to come to our July meeting if she's available. But this would be within our current Pittsville School District account, and it would be just a designated fund that would be endowed. We do have a pretty solid lead on a donor for the first $5,000 to establish it. And the goal would be to have some written material on this at the time of the old people reunion, the old graduates, the well-seasoned. I'm in that group, okay? So I have communicated with the committee about this, and and just ask, could we have a half sheet of paper or something just introducing it? And well, they were like, well, sure, but don't you want to talk about it too? And I'm like, sure, if you'll give me a couple minutes. And the idea would be to just introduce it, and if people are interested in contributing, they could contact the community foundation, or they could contact the school district, but it would go through the community foundation. And we would really make a pitch with this for being, we'd take any donation. I'll take $10 for it. But it would be really nice to have larger ones, like required minimum distributions from IRAs or legacy gifts. Insurance policies or bequests and wills or anything like that. Yes, Pam?
So this would be inside of the district's current foundation?
Correct. It's just
all
a separate fund.
revenue that comes in as donations and any interest in earnings will automatically be part of the school district's revenue stream. So I was confused when you said you would give $5,000 to the district, because technically that's all revenue in Fund 72 to start with.
No, the money would go to Marshfield Area Community Foundation.
But
It would
that-
not go to the school district. It
So
would be-
that would be not inside our, because right now the district, all of that is in Fund 72, like the entire Marshfield Community Foundation.
That would be
Yeah,
something we'll
but-
have to clarify that.
Okay,
with Kaylee. That would be a good reason to bring this back in July. Yeah.
I think it might be beneficial to have Kaylee here.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be good. Yeah, but we don't have to do a separate 501c3 or go through any of that rigmarole with the board of directors or
I
anything like
agree,
that.
I agree we don't have to, we just have to make sure that not doing it won't impact our budget, like, it won't be counted as revenue.
Are donations counted as revenue for the purposes of our levy and our,
Fund 72, no.
okay.
Okay, so as long as it can all stay maintained in Fund 72, we should be okay.
Okay. That sounds good. What I will do in the meantime is I will talk with Kaylee about coming to the July meeting. And I'll also, work with her on drafting up, like whether it's a full page, a half a page, something that kind of, can be used as a handout when all the, older people who are doing their estate planning come to the reunion. It's August 1st. Yeah. And then we can also, when the time is right, have an announcement in the newspaper and on social
Let
media.
me just say, Fund 72 doesn't rely on the interest generated from this. That's a separate.
Fund 72 right now runs all of our scholarships, that's where all our investments are with Marshall Berry Community Foundation.
So they're
So I'm
with the
confused
foundation.
how this is gonna be inside of it when ours only goes. Like the district owns, even though they manage, we own all of those scholarship funds.
And that money, we just use the interest off of it for our scholarship.
Right, there are some that are a little different, like some of them wanted to spend down their base and they can do that as well. So that's strictly all scholarship money right now, inside of 172.
Yeah.
Inside
And this-
and we
this-
own all of them. Like there's certain, like when we first set it up, we could have just turned everything over to them and they just manage it and own it and just pay us the dividends and stuff when we get them. But we wanted to own our own, so they're audited, they're scrutinized pretty closely, and they pull the foundation's records as well to make sure they're doing everything like they're supposed to, so.
And this fund would be more for the interest going for general expenses, or what do you see?
Well, what I would see is, okay, we had talked about having it used to offset, Fund 10 expenses, but I mean, I personally could see it, we could direct it anywhere we want,
I thought she said that if you do it that way, you have to be very careful how you set it up, because without, she's saying like a board or whatever, that's how it is. So you set it up like that, that's how it is going forward. So that's why you couldn't like use it to like do the playground equipment, because then once that's done, where's the money going? You're gonna do playground equipment every year? So that's why,
I don't know.
we need to have it,
Yeah, that's what she told us, didn't she, that night?
yes, like when you set it up, this isn't something that's fluid, like this year we wanna use it for this. and this
Well,
year we
they
wanna
will
use it
cut
for
us a check for that, like whatever the amount is. And we can use it, yeah, and we can use it for whatever we want. If we just want to throw it in Fund 10, we could. Or if we wanted to say, we're gonna designate this for new reading curriculum material. And even then it would be like just designating it. But because it's all gonna go into the pot. Does that make sense?
A little bit. Not totally, because then who decides where it goes?
The school board.
Okay.
Yeah, the school board would. See, one of the things of having an external board, Jason, can you give the example of one of the districts that you had heard of where
They have an endowment.
they have an endowment with the
committee that-
community board, but
There may be representatives from the district, but the problem with that is obviously you give up quite a bit of control over where that money would go.
and that the school board had identified certain needs and the community didn't agree with it.
I've been in districts where there's an external athletic booster club, right? So it's a booster club outside the school. The problem is if you get a club like that goes rogue, and you have the school programs are identifying, here's our needs, but the booster club is like, no, we wanna give the money to, we wanna put, do bowling alley in or something like that. You give up that control of telling them, how the money is used. So I'm more of a fan of keeping some control, like, we know better than anyone what the needs are, the board does,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, the experience I have with a foundation that is still a part of an organization that has its own board of directors, their bylaws were written that there's 5 members on the board, 3 of them have to come from the board. So it's
So you have majority.
majority board of the organization. There's other community members that are a part, but they also have for changes to the bylaws. So if you make changes of like what you're gonna distribute or going rogue from like what was originally set up, it actually takes 75% vote for purposes of making sure that a community member on that board would have to vote yes, right? Like, so the 3 board members couldn't come and like, just have a majority vote. So there's all kinds of ways that things can get set up to, think about whatever we want from whatever that checks and balances could be.
Well, right now, I guess I'm thinking of using like the scholarship fund as an example. What happens is, my understanding from reading through their things, is the Marshfield area, say it's an endowed scholarship, okay, for the benefit of a Pittsville student, that the community foundation picks the winner of the scholarship and then writes them a check. With this setup, it would be that, okay, it's an endowment fund, and they, every year, once we hit 25 grand, they'd write us a check every spring, Kaylee said. They'd write us a check for whatever it was, and then the board could use the money.
Could use it to pay off unpaid lunch debt or whatever.
They could use it for unpaid lunch debt, or.
Yeah, and her information that you shared with us is pretty common to have a 4% payout.
Yeah.
That's a pretty common, best standard, so that you're not dipping into principal and you're,
Growing the fund.
and you're growing your funds.
So I will have Kaylee here. I'll also ask if she can draft up something for the board to take a look at that we would be able to distribute. The other board goal we had that I had an opportunity to make some headway on has to do with setting up an alumni, I hate to call it association, but something that's a little more formal. I had an opportunity to meet with folks at Columbus Catholic High School, and they gave me a good foundation. They really laid out, this is your first step, Mary Ann, okay, for the Pittsville School District. And that first step involves getting a list in electronic format of all the graduates. I was able to find out from the reunion committee that they have an electronic version of all the graduates. Now, some is in spreadsheets, some is in Word, so it will eventually have to be put into a consistent format. But the other thing that I found out from them is they do not list any contact information on their on their listing, on their website. Their message is, if you want to contact someone from your class, you have to contact Columbus Catholic High School. And then they will check and see if the person is willing to be contacted. So the next step, well, actually it's probably like step 3 or 4, we will need to still work with some of our partners, like the reunion committee that already has email addresses. Also, Dave Nelson's Facebook page, doing a general post on there, that if anyone wants their contact information held by the school district, they need to let us know. And then the you know, the carrot would be, well, we'll send you a newsletter once or twice a year. Along with the little thing about donating money. So I think, and I would be interested in chatting in the next few weeks with you, Taylor, about if there is a student that maybe wanted to do an independent study or,
Help with creation of a database.
yeah, actually kind of putting all this together behind the scenes and reaching out to folks, so. So I would say, and I confirmed all this with the reunion committee that they have all the lists in that, but I said I wasn't gonna bother them until after the reunion.
So
I'm
they
on
have,
tour.
so
I know
they
you
have all,
They indicated to me they have a list of every graduating class in the history of Pittsville
well,
High School.
I mean, I know that there's a certain age group that does this. My dad has the book, right? Like, it's crazy.
Right.
Like,
Right.
they're all listed, they say, I mean, you know, they died and what date they, I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I have the book too,
Yeah.
and you'll get the book this year, Red.
I'm like, oh my
Can't
gosh,
wait.
Dad, that's an amazing book. So, but
I like
but
it.
it stops,
Makes
right?
sense.
Like, it only goes to a certain, like, I'm not in there.
Correct. I don't know.
No, I'm
When did
too
you
young.
graduate?
I feel like I should have.
Oh, you're way too young then. Yeah, I mean, it only goes to a certain time period.
Right,
And then, but the idea would be to get
correct.
to be able to get everybody. Yeah. So again, it's a little step at a time, and I should have more information in the August meeting. And, you know, let's move ahead on some of these goals.
Good.
And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to just give me a jingle.
And the other question I would ask, Haley, is even if it's not our end goal, having them set up something for us that people can start donating money is the right thing to do, right? So even
Yes.
if we end up doing something different or bigger, or we want something, like there's some reason to create something else that it's its own foundation and it doesn't mean we can't start by the Unity Foundation being that keeper of it for us and creating a path that people can start giving.
Yes.
And their legacy can live on, right? I mean, like, so,
Go ahead.
yeah, so we should start it, even if it's not the exact way that it will be functioning and formatted forever.
In 25 years.
Correct.
So I talked to Karen at Senex a couple months ago, because you're probably familiar if in Marshfield that at some of the BP stations, they have the Columbus Pride Pump, or Marshfield Senior High, that if you use those particular pumps, money goes back to the school district too, just as a little caveat to this, just looking at those additional streams of people are pumping, you know, do the graphics
3
on one of the
cents to
pumps
go
that's
back.
a Pride
Yeah.
pump. So
Which is.
it's open to it, for sure. Yeah. Right, we gotta go to court, yeah.
Gotta go to
Open
corporate.
to it, pass up the food chain.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about any of this, because I may have answers and then again I may not, but I know where to go for answers. So, okay. We have the violence drill. Where's,
Violence drill reports?
violence drill? Is it-
Yeah, they're in the packet.
They're, okay, yeah, they're in the packet, but what about the district admin? Oh, that's
I did not, if you recall,
Yeah,
because of the length of the meetings, I
sorry.
can throw one together right now. if you'd
No.
like.
No.
I was trying to be kind.
We appreciate that. Okay, so the violence drill reports.
Board have any questions on those, this mandatory requirement?
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, next, item number 10, discussion action items. Item A, property liability, workman's comp.
Not that it was necessarily necessary, considering the rate went up so minimal, but
Yeah, and
What is
really
our-
the rate stayed the same, it's
Yeah.
the value of the property went up.
Right.
We made some changes and just the standard CPI increases on
can you
that.
just remind us how often we consider going to bid on?
They go out to bid for us every year. Yep. In fact, he told me that when the tornadoes just basically hopped over Pittsville just about a month ago, he had a call from the right insurance company wanting to make sure that Pittsville was okay. So they were thinking about us.
Thank you.
The only question I had was toward the bottom. And the only reason why workers' comp is going up is because our wages are going up.
Yeah.
So in the past, we've declined these three. I just wanted to confirm that the board was okay to decline those. The identity recovery, we actually offer free to all of our staff through one of our benefit providers, so.
I think it's received. Oh.
But that's good. They are acting up a storm. I don't have any questions about this. Okay.
Okay.
You need a
Do we
motion.
need a motion? Yes.
I'll make a motion to
Yeah.
accept the renewal rates of the property liability workers' comp insurance through the insurance center. Thanks, Gail.
One second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the renewal rates for P&C and work comp. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item B, budget revisions for the current year.
Do you want me to go through them, or did everyone just, if you have questions, ask them? Any questions at all? Okay.
It's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
So I would entertain a motion to approve the budget revisions as presented for the current school year.
Make a motion to approve the budget revisions as presented for the 25-26 school year.
Is there a second?
Second motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the budget revisions as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item C, handbook updates for childcare. I see you having a little going.
Well, I'll give an update on that. Kind of.
Okay.
We will. Any questions on the handbook from, I know two of the board members are on the committee, but
Yeah. If board members have reviewed the handbook already and, on the committee
Mhm.
and approved, I value their approval. Any questions?
I motion to approve the updates for the 26-27 childcare handbook.
A couple things we talked about, Jason, aren't, like, I don't really know how to read her edits.
Okay.
Because they're in different colors and I don't know what different colors mean, but like, example, we talked about the pets. And it still says there's won't be any pets on the premises. And we said we were gonna change that to just be in, like, there could be a pet in the hallway, which would be on the premises. So we wanted to change that to be like, not in the child care center, but it's green, so I don't even know what that means in this handbook on page
27.
26, yeah.
Jen, can you pull that up briefly?
So that's one particular one that we chatted about because but I don't know what it means, what green means, and it's not, the language didn't get changed, so
So perhaps that's what the green means, she didn't change the language, but knew it needed to be changed.
Maybe.
So
but
then
Context.
I will have to ask her about that.
So in other words, you can't have a classroom gerbil.
Well,
Well, the
Right.
childcare can't have pets in their area.
In their area.
her
But we could have
licensing.
dogs in the
But we,
hallway. that are
right,
like-
but we talked about no pets on the premises, considering it's on the premises of the school.
Right.
That probably needed to be more specified to
Not
within the
classrooms.
childcare classroom setting.
Mhm.
And then the other thing that I noticed is on page 7, again, just, I'm not sure what the highlighting means, but like she's highlighted, like Tabitha's name as an example, but she doesn't have her name there. So she needs to put her name there, and I'm guessing she's planning to, but it's like not crossed off and put there, so like I don't.
Oh, and I know that was changed, I don't know how it went back.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if somehow a previous version didn't get, I just texted her.
Okay, see, I don't see a green on my page 7.
No.
It's not green, it's yellow.
It's yellow, but
It's yellow, but it's just like yellowing
It's on 8.
the
It's not a seven.
former director's name, but it doesn't have her name. Like,
Now, the version I'm looking at,
It's
it
that.
has replaced Tabitha Becker with Lynn
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
It's on here, and it's
So-
crossed off. So I
And
don't
what is
know
that green section about the pets, Leslie
What
say?
page was that on?
37.
Because it's not on ours. Still has to-
Maybe the wrong one this year.
Yeah, there's lots of comments on this side.
I don't know, let's say there's suggestions. Oh, wait, some of them.
I'm just curious on that pet thing that Julie pointed out, if the language was updated in
Because
that
on the-
version that you
On the
have.
pets, it does say the district does occasionally have. an
Yeah,
on-site
that was the
supervisor
change that we
dog
wanted in
in
there.
accordance with the board policy. Okay.
So that was changed.
So it was changed. Could you read that again, Leslie?
It's up there
It's
now.
out there.
Oh, okay.
So my guess is adding that, right?
We could
Yes.
add that, the other thing we could do is we can get rid of the premises and we could say within the child care center.
Well,
I
that's what we had talked about.
I feel like that last sentence though encompasses that because it does say that, we can certainly get rid of the premises comment too. So just say in the child care center.
Correct, but that's just saying a therapy dog. Do you never allow kids to bring their rabbits?
Not to the childcare.
I know,
Oh, but they could be on the premises, you're right.
but they
because-
could be in
Yeah,
the
you do
lunchroom
Because after
doing
your
something
childcare,
in
that
the.
bird would be on
I got
that.
I'm just saying
You're
that I'm not sure that the only thing we want to specify that could be in the
Yeah.
hallway is the therapy dog. Because I think there are other situations where an animal.
Like classes and
Uh,
presentations.
Yes.
Right, and it could, again, a child could come in contact with them because they were outside of their room.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make a suggestion if the board would be open to it. Let's add that. We know what the intent of this was, so let's wordsmith it right now with those changes.
No pets in the child care
Care center.
center.
And then I think for that last sentence, I think we leave it, but we change it to, the district does occasionally have animals on site in accordance with board policy 383.1.
That policy
Is
is
only for therapy dogs?
Only therapy dogs.
But we do have there is a policy related to, like when students want to bring them,
Yeah, I think we have one like that.
I know we do, we have to.
Yeah. Well, and plus that after school
It's in our
program.
handbook, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
How about if we just say the district does occasionally have animals on site in accordance with board policy
Would be
and
fine.
leave the policy number? I think that would encompass what we're looking to do here.
That's fine, I don't even know that last statement's needed as long as you change premise to in the classroom. So,
But it, that's us,
it's fine. Thank you.
So is that okay with what I added in the child care center and crossed off on the premises?
yes.
Yeah, her response was the pet policy is required by the state.
'Cause I think.
It's in green because I changed the location, like where it was located in the handbook. is what she said.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'm watching Leslie make changes.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion to approve the childcare handbook as amended related to pets.
I'll make that motion to approve the 2026-2027 childcare.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded to approve the childcare handbook as amended in the pets section. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. PCCC name and logo change.
So,
Jason.
update, the latest is that Wendy sent out to all PCCC families a survey with two logo examples, one being the one that you saw at the top of the handbook, and then another one created by a community member. Thought we'd have a little fun with having a little contest. Now, she was very clear that this was not like a raw vote total besides the logo. It was to get feedback for the child care committee. And it's actually drummed up quite a few comments from families, good comments about feedback and about the name change. So Wendy's plan was to then share that information with the committee. And then we can make a decision on the name and the logo after that. So it's drawing up some interest, like people are talking about it now. People were very excited about the potential of getting some gear, the families were with the new logo on. And
So what you're saying is we're not going to address this?
we're not going to approve, we're asking them not, I asked Wendy, because we felt like this was the direction to go in. The families are obviously very appreciative of having some say in this. I said, Wendy, is this essential? We gotta have it this month? She said, no, absolutely not. So what I would propose is we bring the logo and the name back in July for approval, after we get that feedback from the families in the child care center. So no action on this item tonight, I guess is what I'm asking. Pam?
What name then should be used for the handbook, because that also needs to be out by July 1.
The name is not up for the
So we're staying with Little
The
Panthers
name is about the
Early Learning
logo,
Center.
yeah, yes.
Okay, so
So,
the board have to approve that name change.
yeah,
Okay,
the Little Panthers Early Learning Center
yeah,
is
so
effectively,
I would, okay.
the feedback was asked on the logo.
Just the logo.
And they asked for comments on the name change. So, as far as like, what do you think? So we weren't asking like, but that would be, we're gonna go forward with the Little Panthers Early Learning Center with specifically making sure we have Pittsville on any of the logos to specify
Yes,
Pittsville.
which Panthers?
It'll just be one of the two logos or a version of combination of the two
Okay.
logos.
So then I would entertain a motion to approve the name change for the Pittsville Child Care Center to Little Panthers Early Learning Center.
A motion to approve the name change to the Early Panthers Learning Center.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the name change for what is currently known as the Pittsville Child Care Center to Little Panthers Early Learning Center. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item E, the SRA memorandum.
No changes to the agreement. And as you're aware, we pay for the training.
And the paying to replace the position if needed, like to replace, there was another, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't new. I see it, where we would pay for like another person to be on while he's attending training.
Like cover the cost of the,
We've had to cover
Coverage.
it once in all of the
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
we've had that done.
it's like a fail safe in there, but
Yeah, so pay the cost of patrol coverage when needed while the SRO is out of the city at training, so not just the
that
training,
has been in there.
Okay, but that's always been in there and we've done it once. Okay,
One-time payments. Yeah.
sounds good. Good, thank you.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the school district of Pittsville and the city of Pittsville for the school resource officer for the 26-27 school year.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the SRO memorandum for the coming school year. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. AGR report. Leslie.
It does say fall up there, but that has been updated to spring.
Okay.
Do you need me up there or can you stay here? It's up to you. I am, but I'll get up and move to warm up.
Yeah.
So just the basic is kind of the same thing that we've gone over in the fall about how the AGR strategies are used, and they can be based off of class size, which is 18-1 or 30-2. And we have two groups that are able to fit into that category of the classroom size. And then the other two are instructional coaching, which can come from our connection with CSA, myself, any outside resources, reading specialists, those kinds of things can take part of that. Next page. And then it just breaks it down again. Tier 1 is happening in the classroom. The next one is tier 2, and those can still happen in the classroom teacher, but then it can also be our reading interventionist helping out or doing some other things. And then tier 3 would definitely be a pull-out situation. And again, we see less and less of tier 3. We're hoping we can get the majority of students in that tier 1, and then it kind of gradually goes up from there. So you can go to the next. That's great. It's not fit for this size. So obviously you see fall, winter, and spring. This is kindergarten. And so where we started and then where we ended the year with, capital letters, identifying lowercase letters, letter sounds, we were all between our 35 students at 97%. Sight word list, they do have to know 60 words, and they moved to 86%. So not 100%, but we definitely moved from not testing in the fall and then testing in the fall from 60%, we went up to 86%. So in all categories, we increased in all grades. We go to first grade. So again, they had 39 students by the end of the year, and that sight word list is 82%. And then also they did an assessment that they gathered from the letters training that they did 2 summers ago, and obviously started at 10%, and by the end of the year we're at 82%. So huge gains in our first grade as well.
Leslie, can I ask though, is the goal meant to be 100%? Like is 32 words and proficient on vowel consonant E assessment 8 out of 10? Like should that be attainable for 100%?
In the best scenario, yes. I mean, we want to strive for the 100%. Is that realistic? No.
Okay.
But we want to strive to push everybody to get to that point. But obviously, 82% is pretty good. And I think I forgot on here, it shouldn't be like winter, they have a certain set of words, and then by spring, they should have had another one. And I have that, I need to look that up on my document. I did not copy that over correctly.
And the important thing is we know who the children are.
Absolutely,
And,
yes.
and in first grade, how many teachers do we have?
We have 2.
2.
Any significant difference or pretty much the same? Like, so 7 children didn't hit it, all 7 in one class, or pretty much even? Okay, super. So something's not happening in one that's not in the
Correct,
other, it's
yes.
just,
Yeah.
okay, great, thanks.
Then second grade, again, we had 25 total, students between the two of them, and 72, 76, but if you see where they came from, and we had a brand new teacher, learning the new curriculum, so that could play a part in it as well. But then, comprehension, which that's where they're moving into that area of reading where we want them to work on that comprehension, and they're at 92%.
So question, is this, the kids that are in second grade now, are these the kids that were in COVID, kindergarten COVID? Is this class, is this cohort?
No, it would be the sixth graders, right?
No, I'm talking about when, oh, yeah, okay, math skills.
2026.
Yeah,
Six.
right, yeah, math skills, Mary Ann.
It's been a long
Stop
time.
Haven't
that.
we in the other grade up here?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we gotta go to the math, right. I was never very good at math.
All right, move on to third grade. Third grade, this we did reach 100% with our third grade in reading comprehension. And again, we're at that level where we're learning to read in those primary, but now we're reading to learn.
Yeah.
And getting to that comprehension at 100% is a great testament to moving forward. And then those sight words, we had 97%.
Yeah, and I want to expound on Leslie's comment, like how important that is, that reading comprehension as they get into those grades, that they're reading to learn now, because that is so important. And those were probably the numbers that were the most impressive to me looking at
How
this
do you,
data.
how do you evaluate that? Do you use AR or?
They do a separate assessment, so it's not with the Ames or whatever, anything, they do their own separate assessment.
You took me back, I thought you said AI, I was like, what are you talking about?
So we're gonna read-
That was why I looked at you like that, yes. I was like, no,
Well,
I
and
wouldn't
then
know.
they're
AI
Yeah.
is-
And now the third grade teachers know what they have, like, they know that they have a cohort of second graders, only 77%, right? So now you know that, and, hopefully some additional readings happening over the summer.
All right, so then we move into math. Math was a shorter word, so it fit. All right, so math, kindergarten, identifying those numbers 1 through 50, and then writing them, they were at 97 for identifying. And then I think writing from winter, they were at 26%, and then they were up to 89%. So we are super close, and those will continue with
Hard
them.
skill, I mean, talk about
Mhm.
fine motor skills.
Yes, and then first grade, it was addition facts within 20, and then subtraction facts within 20. And addition, we were at 92%, and subtraction 89%, so again, very close. And then second grade, double digit, if you look, our second graders are much stronger in math than they are in
Just our
reading.
engineers in
Yes,
the future, aren't they?
Yes. So this was double digit addition with and without regrouping, and then the same thing with subtraction with and without regrouping, both at 100%.
Great.
And then our third grade fraction assessment and multiplication, I think multiplication is huge. They're at 97% there for both assessments, so. And that is it. Any other questions? We have growth, like I said, we saw growth in all areas.
That's exciting. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the AGR report.
Also,
Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded to approve the AGR report for the second semester of the 25-26 school year. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. G, the WASB Business Honor Roll. We touched on this at the last meeting. Again, school districts have the option to nominate up to 5 businesses for the honor roll. And, what does it do?
When is it due?
Oh, it's due
I think August seventh.
soon.
So tell me August 7th.
Jen.
Someone told you, yeah.
Something like
I
that.
just heard of August 7th.
Well, you know, the sooner we can get it in, the better.
How about if, so the July meeting would be sufficient. How about if the board sends some recommendations? They can email them to me, I'll collect them and
August
share with the full board. Does that work?
August 7th.
August 7th is when they're due? Okay.
We did it twice now.
You said August.
Nope, I said the 7th because Jen said it for me.
Oh, I'll just repeat it.
We can look at the video. August 7th it is.
Okay, so bring your ideas and that would be great. Item H, the second reading of policy 443.5. This is the policy that is being, it's fitting in with the new statutory requirement.
Yep.
So
No
it's
changes from the
just-
first reading.
Yeah, it's a formality.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Awesome.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the electronic device policy 443.5. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, CMS for schools is the next item.
Yeah, so what I'm looking for here, obviously, I believe all of you were able to sit in some portion of the meeting. So you've kind of heard the layout of what this would look like. So if this actually could have been brought up under the board goals because it's a part of our board's communication goal. However, what I would be looking for, I've been in contact with them. They're eager to get going because of the time frame. Is the board to, if this is the direction we want to go with the website redesign, that we get approval for that, and then we will begin that mapping process. And we should be okay to get that rolled out by the time school starts if we begin now.
I feel very positive about approving the contract with CMS for schools. One of the questions I have is, is there going to be a team working on the mapping? And do we want a board member or two? Not to like micromanage or slice and dice, but just, for example, I went through some of the different things and I'm like, oh, I like that, I don't like that, this should be, that kind of stuff, that kind of input, not sitting through 3-hour meetings.
Yeah, my previous experience with this, the mapping, we did not have the board participate, but it doesn't mean can't. I mean, I don't think the board was interested in participating. If there is a board member that wants to go through that, what we did is we hunkered down as a group and went through with the site maps and made the notes and did it as a group, so.
Okay.
It is, I will clarify, as she said, it is a time consuming process. There's no way around it. And it's probably the most important work that takes place before the redesign is to do that process, so. That'd be perfectly fine with having a board member participate.
Anyone wants to participate, just let Jason know, or wants to weigh in at any point in the process. Any questions about the contract? Then I would entertain a motion to approve the contract. Or it's under 5,000, do we have to approve it? Probably,
I think we were just looking, it's good practice for us to,
yeah.
at that point, because it's part of the board goals.
I move to approve the contract with CMS for schools as presented.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with CMS for schools. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, J, appoint school student school board representatives. Taylor, you mentioned 2 names.
Sylvia Ward and Grace Hudson.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve Olivia Moore and Grace Hensel as the 2 students representatives.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Olivia and Grace as the 2 student reps to the school board. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 11, legislative updates. Well, rumor has it that they might be talking
They're
again.
whipping them up on both sides, apparently trying to get those 2 votes needed. Don't know,
I'm not holding my breath at this time.
nor should you, because I'm also not holding my breath. However, there's at least a glimmer of hope that something could happen here in the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Item number 12, public comments per school board policy 187. I don't think we have anyone here for public comments. So we're on to agenda item 13, future agenda items. Annual board goals, approve the student status, approve a bunch of handbooks. Notice of academic standards, policy 313 exhibit. Approve the OE waiting list, the SRO program assessment, administrative staff school year summary and goals, medical advisory agreement, Act 20 early literacy report, and the ACP plan and E4E plan. Anything else to be added to that?
The directors will be giving their updates
Yes.
at the July meeting and their goals for next year.
Yeah.
Pam?
The Fund 46 capital list that we were discussing earlier, we need to add for July.
Fund 46.
You got that, Jen? She's writing furiously there.
I will, write down notes from the meeting I went to in Portage. And from the meeting I went to in Port Edwards.
So you'll be sharing those.
I'll share those notes with you.
That sounds wonderful.
Port Edwards one was pages.
I bet. Was it pretty well attended?
No.
Okay, so, agenda item number 14, the board will consider moving into closed session as per Wisconsin statutes 19.85, paren 1, paren G. Roll call vote.
I'll make a motion to close session.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to move into closed session. Rick?
Yes.
Mary Ann?
Yes.
Nate?
Yes.
Julie? Yes. Chris? Absent.
So we are now in closed session. Thank you
Okay.
everyone for coming.
Can we do a quick